mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, mate. You on your way up?
Yeah, mate. Whereabouts are you now?
For Glenn Kolomitz, it's the loneliest of journeys, picking up your kit after getting the sack.
Apparently, my stuff has been dumped in the garage downstairs.
2 weeks ago, former Army lawyer Glenn Kolomitz was RSL New South Wales Chief Executive.
I just felt like I had been chucked out with the garbage. I'm a veteran, 30-odd years in the military, you know, a few operational deployments, but we'll dump his stuff in the garage.
He took on the job of leader in late 2015 and set about cleaning up the books. New South Wales RSL, a $500 million charity, was mired in ancient accounting practices and potential fraud. For his efforts, he was fired.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Can I ask, Mr Haynes, why did you sack? Why did the State Council sack Glenn Kolomitz? Are you able to shed any light on that? You've got nothing to say at all, Mr Haynes? Around the country, state RSLs are under investigation, and now the spotlight is on New South Wales. What did you actually find when you went in?
Look, I was shocked with what I found, to be totally honest. Many people on that state council would not know the difference between a balance sheet and a form guide, and that, for a $500 million organisation, that's disgraceful. Look, there's a culture of entitlement, undoubtedly. We've had sub-branches in the past which flew their executive and their executive's wives to Thailand to visit the factory which was making their blazers. We had a sub-branch which was giving $500 beer cards to each member when they renewed their membership each year. Enough's enough. We need to have a forensic audit into all expenditure, not just of the State Council, but of the executives, the CEOs and CFO, across the board.
So what's it like being the wife of a whistleblower?
It's been hard. There have been times when I've, really struggled. I know if I have concerns that I don't want to burden him with them at the moment because he's going through so much. I talk to my family and my colleagues, and we've been getting by, but it's been hard.
I'm pretty resilient. I'm an ex-copper and an ex-soldier and a veteran, but resilience drops off after a while, and I took stress leave for the first time in my life. That's pretty telling.
His investigation of the books put him at loggerheads with the men who appointed him. I can kind of feel there's a palpable sense of frustration here. You clearly had some big plans for the place.
Absolutely. Plans to fix up the finances, plans to put that money, that $500 million, into our charitable purpose, fund the mission. We had corporates coming to me saying we want to be in the RSL space. They're not going to come to us now. I wanted to see this to completion. I wanted to see this mess fixed.
The mess exploded when one of the league's longest-serving RSL councillors, Don Rowe, was accused of embezzlement. He spent almost $500,000 on his RSL credit card, including more than $200,000 in cash withdrawals. Then, another scandal. 8 state councillors were paid $2.5 million in consultancy fees from the RSL's own aged care charity, Life Care. They also channelled more than $1 million in grassroots donations to Life Care, a not-for-profit posting multi-million-dollar surpluses each year. And this was being done by people who, in some instances, were collecting fees from Life Care.
That's correct.
So far, the controversy has seen the creation of a New South Wales police strike force and an investigation by the Charities Watchdog. Today, the New South Wales Charities Minister announced a judicial inquiry with the power to seize documents, issue search warrants, and force those involved to give evidence.
Well, I, like the rest of the Australian public, am absolutely outraged by what I've heard is going on at headquarters. I think it's an absolute disgrace. That's why we've started this inquiry, initiated this inquiry. We need to clean this joint up. If they won't do it, we will.
Mick Bainbridge is one of Glenn Kolomitz's closest friends. He's seen his fair share of conflict.
In my time in the military, I conducted as a commando 1 tour of East Timor and 4 tours of Afghanistan, and time on the counter-terrorism team as well.
The 33-year-old returned to his family from his last tour, suffering PTSD and depression.
He likes that.
Glenn Kolomitz reached out to him. The young commando had high hopes when his mate scored the top job at RSL New South Wales.
And I think my hope was that Glenn, being young and having the experience and the capability, could turn it around. Definitely use their money to help veterans and unlock a lot of that money that I guess you could say has been left in the sock drawer by the older members.
They are the same men who sacked Glenn Kolomitz.
I was disgusted at how they've treated him. I'm disgusted that they brought him in to create change, and I'm disgusted that they've gotten rid of him to stop change.
Mick Bainbridge is one of the new guard, running in this month's election for RSL's State Council. So is Penny Looker. Penny Looker was an army psychologist who deployed to the Solomons and East Timor. She's lost 4 military mates to suicide and battles PTSD herself.
It's a massive problem and the money shouldn't be wasted in ridiculous ways. Sorry. No, you're doing really well. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It brings up stuff.
She's also running in this month's State Council election. She's incensed by the turmoil within the New South Wales branch.
To think that that money, those resources are being used in such a way when we have homeless veterans, we have people who need help to pay bills to get through, they're being evicted, they're having legal issues.
Penny Looker's views are echoed by some of the League's hardest working fundraisers, the Women's Auxiliary. This is the same group of dedicated ladies whose small acts of charity propped up the lavish lifestyles of the men on State Council.
They should be ashamed of taking money from where it was really needed.
It's all voluntary.
We volunteer and and I know their jobs were volunteers too, but they've made money out of it.
Somewhere along the line they've lost it a little bit.
On a warm autumn afternoon in inner western Sydney, the RSL's Women's Auxiliary meet for their yearly conference. Proud to have the Governor, former Defence Chief David Hurley, and his wife in attendance. Also there is RSL New South Wales key figure, State President John Haynes. He sat on State Council for more than 2 decades and enjoyed the benefits of office. These women are furious about the multi-million-dollar fraud allegations at State Council. Despite the controversy, John Haynes has insisted on attending.
Mr Haynes, even the national RSL asked that you not attend ceremonial duties during this period. May I ask why you continue to attend these duties? I suppose, Mr Haynes, we just want to understand what's happening at the moment, and we're hearing from one side. It would be really good to be able to hear from you about why this situation's occurred and whether there has been misappropriation of funds. Are you able to shed any light on that? You've got nothing to say at all, Mr Haynes? So is there more still to be found out, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The accounting, as we know, has been terrible. I have no doubt in the world there is much, much more to be found in the background of RSL New South Wales.
How much are we talking about?
Millions. Millions of dollars.